Hello students, I'm Dr. Sheetal Ghorpade. We have studied first part of curve tracing, that is parametric curves, in the last session. Today we'll study the next part, that is polar curves. While studying parametric curves, we have observed that the equation is in terms of x and y. And to draw that curve, we have considered two types of equations, implicit and explicit curves. There, while drawing the curves, we have considered various points like symmetry, passing through origin, tangents at origin, then points of intersection, asymptote, region of absence. So same way, when we'll draw polar curves, we have to check certain points for drawing the curves. Here, the little bit notational difference is there in the polar curves. The first and most important thing, polar curves are expressed in terms of r and theta. In polar curves, origin O is called as pole, whereas the line drawn from origin to x, that is x-axis, is called as initial line. Then, if P is any point in the plane, OP bar is called as radius vector, which is denoted by R bar. Its amplitude is R, and angle XOP is vectorial angle denoted by theta, and it is always measured in anti-clockwise direction. So, three things. First, origin is called as pole. X-axis is called as initial line, and R represents the radius vector. So these are the notations which we will be using in polar curves. Now we'll see the rules for tracing polar curves. Like Cartesian curves also, we check your symmetry. The first case is replace theta by minus theta in the equation of curve. If equation of the curve remains unchanged, then the curve is symmetric about initial line. That is, the curve is symmetric about x-axis. For example, if we write r is equal to a cos 2 theta, when I replace theta by minus theta, it will remain same, and hence it will be symmetric about the line of initial line, that is x-axis. The second case is, if on replacing theta by minus theta and r by minus r, equation remains unchanged, then the curve is symmetric about the line perpendicular to initial line, means nothing but y-axis. And that type of curve passes through pole also. Hence, there are two cases. For x-axis, we have to just replace theta by minus theta, and for y-axis, replace theta by minus theta and r by minus r. For the second case, we can see if I write r square is equal to cos square 2 theta, equation remains unchanged. For both the cases, for theta by minus theta and r by minus r. Hence, it is symmetric about the initial line as well as symmetric about y-axis. So here we have to consider only two cases for the symmetry. Now, the next point comes whether the curve passes through pole or not. You have to identify the value of theta, for which your r will become 0. And in that case, your curve will pass through origin. If you take r is equal to a sine theta, for theta equal to 0, r is 0, hence it passes through the pole. R is equal to sine theta plus cos theta. It will not pass through pole. Why? Simultaneously, sine and cos cannot be 0. So, identify the value of theta for which your r is becoming 0, and then the conclusion is it passes through pole if such value of theta exists. Once it passes through pole, we have to find the tangent at pole. To find the tangent at pole, substitute r is equal to 0 in the equation of curve. And then find the values of theta, which gives you equation of tangent to the curve at the pole. If you take simple example, r is equal to a cos 2 theta. Substitute r equal to 0. Cos 2 theta is equal to 0. So for which values of theta it will be 0? Pi by 4. Then pi by 8 and so on. All those are tangents to that curve at the pole. Then once you get the tangent, you have to check what is an angle made by that tangent at theta equal to 0. So this point is little bit different than the parametric. Here, to find the angle made by tangent at theta equal to 0, we have to calculate first tan phi. The formula for tan phi is tan phi is equal to r d theta by dr. Get this value, then substitute theta equal to 0 and identify the value of phi. So 3 points are related to the pole. First thing, identify the value of theta for which r is 0. If such value exists, then it passes through pole. Once it passes through pole, find all the tangents at pole. For that, substitute r equal to 0 in the equation. Solve that equation for theta. All the values of theta will represent tangents to the curve. Once you get tangent at pole, you have to find an angle made by that tangent, and for that we use the formula tan phi is equal to r d theta by dr. So this is everything related to pole. Now the last point is you have to identify the extreme values of r, that is, for if your curve is symmetric to x-axis, then try to get the values of r between 0 to pi. Between 0 to pi, identify that where r is real and r is imaginary. Exactly same as parametric curves. There we determine y square, which is negative, or y is imaginary, and the part where it is imaginary, there the curve does not exist. So limitations of the curve will indicate you the region of existence of the polar curve. Number of points to remember for the parametric curves are very less. First is symmetry. Second, passing through pole. If passes through pole, then find the tangent at pole. After getting tangent at pole, to determine its angle, find tan phi and get the value of phi. So these all are the rules for tracing polar curves. Now, polar curves will divide in two categories. The first one is the general equations, and the second is the special type, in which they are called as Rose curves. So we'll see problems on all. When the special type, that is Rose curve, comes, again some additional rules are there which we need to learn for tracing those curves. We'll see problems now on the polar curves. The first question is, trace the curve r square is equal to a square cos 2 theta. This curve is called as Bernoulli's lemon sketch. So why I'm telling it, because in some problems it may be asked, find the arc length of one loop of Bernoulli's lemon sketch. That time you must know that what is Bernoulli's lemon sketch. It is nothing but the equation r square is equal to a square cos 2 theta. First point, we'll check the symmetry. For theta is equal to pi by 4, it will become cos pi by 2 and hence r is 0. Replace r by minus r and theta by minus theta. Equation is remaining unchanged. Since it remains unchanged, so the conclusion is the curve is symmetric about both the axes. Now we have to check whether it passes through pole or not. Substitute r equal to 0. You got a square is equal to cos 2 theta. A square cos 2 theta equal to 0. Hence for theta equal to pi by 4, r will be 0. That is, there exists value of theta for which your r is becoming 0. Hence, your curve passes through the pole. For symmetry, we replace r by minus r and theta by minus theta, symmetric to y-axis. Only theta by minus theta symmetric to x-axis. Now to find tangent at pole, substitute again r equal to 0. We'll get pi by 4. Find the angle made by this tangent. For that, we need to determine tan phi. What is formula for tan phi? R d theta by dr. When you substitute the value of r d theta by dr, you'll get tan pi by 2 plus 2 theta. Write theta equal to 0. When you write theta equal to 0, you have phi is equal to pi by 2. Hence, at origin, the tangent will be perpendicular tangent. The angle made by the tangent at origin, not at origin exactly, that is along the line x-axis, will be of 90 degrees. Now limitations, that is where the curve exists. When you put r equal to 0, you have r square is equal to a square. So r is what? Plus or minus a. Now we check for the region in positive quadrant, that is the curve is symmetric to both axes. So whatever will be the curve in first quadrant will be repeated in all remaining quadrants. So when I put theta equal to 0, I'll get r equal to a. In the positive quadrant, for pi by 4, it will be 0. And when we move from pi by 4 to pi by 2, put here pi by 2, what will get here? Cos pi. Cos pi is minus 1, so r square is minus a square. So r is imaginary. Hence, between the region pi by 4 to pi by 2, the curve will be imaginary, means it will not exist. And hence the curve exists between 0 to pi by 4 and there is no curve between pi by 4 to pi by 2. So these all are the points which we need to draw the curve. See here, this is your x-axis, this is y-axis, then this is the line y equal to x, which makes an angle of 45 degrees. Now if we look here, in the first quadrant, your radius vector is having value from A. The value of radius vector at 0 is A. And then the radius will go on decreasing and it will reach to 0 at pi by 4. So your curve will move like this and hence this will be the nature of your curve between 0 to pi by 4 and there does not exist the curve between pi by 4 to pi by 2 because r square is negative here. Now since the curve is symmetric to both the axes, will have the same part in the fourth quadrant and the same will be there in second and third quadrant. So your curve will lie in the circle of radius A. Now the tangent at theta equal to 0, the value at theta equal to 0 is r equal to A, is the perpendicular tangent. So this is nothing but tangent to this curve. So this way, to draw this curve, r square is equal to a square cos 2 theta. We have considered the radius of the curve along the line theta equal to 0. Then its range between 0 to pi by 4. And that way we have drawn the curve between 0 to pi by 4. So to draw the parametric curves, we don't have to consider more factors like Cartesian curves. So this is about Bernoulli-Laminsky. Now we'll see the next curve. The general equation is written over here. Trace the curve. R is equal to A plus B cos theta. This curve is called as cardioid. Here A and B are constants. So we'll draw this curve in three various cases. First is when your A is greater than B. Second, when A less than B. And the third case, when A and B are same. So for the first one, R equal to A plus B cos theta if A greater than B. Check the symmetry. Replace theta by minus theta. What we are getting? Same equation. R equal to A plus B cos theta. Hence, it is symmetric about x-axis. Replace theta by minus theta and R by minus R. Is it same? No, it is negative. Hence, it is not symmetric about y-axis. Now, since A is greater than B, this value of R will never be 0 for any value of theta. For any value of theta, your R will not be 0. Since A is greater than B, for the negative case also, it will exist. It will never become 0 for the negative values of cos theta. Hence, the conclusion is it does not passes through pole. Now, find the value of tan phi. The value of tan phi is A plus B cos theta divided by minus B sin theta. For theta equal to 0, your tan phi will be infinity. Hence, phi is pi by 2. Since phi is pi by 2 means along the line theta equal to 0, there will be perpendicular tangent to the curve. Value of the curve at 0 is A plus B because cos 0 is 1. So we got first thing, it is symmetric about x-axis. It does not passes through pole. And then the tangent to the curve along the line theta equal to 0 is the perpendicular tangent. Now we'll check the values of R in first two quadrants. Since it is symmetric about x-axis, we'll take the range from 0 to pi. We have considered the values of theta as 0, pi by 4, pi by 2, 3 pi by 4 and pi. When I put theta equal to 0, we'll get R is equal to A plus B. For pi by 4, it is A plus B by root 2. For pi by 2, it will be A. For 3 pi by 4, cos theta will be minus 1 by root 2 and hence it is A minus B by root 2. And for pi, cos pi is minus 1, so it is A minus B. Now here the case is A greater than B. This will be positive, positive, positive. This will also be positive and this will also be positive. So the curve will exist everywhere between 0 to pi. Now we'll see how to draw that curve. This is the line theta equal to 0. Your value of r along theta equal to 0 is what? A plus b. Your value of r along the line theta equal to pi by 4 is what? A plus b by root 2. Then along line pi by 2 it is a, then a minus b by root 2, and then along the line pi it is a minus b. So your radius vector will start from a plus b, will start rotating this way. At pi by 4 it will come at this point, which is the distance a plus b by root 2. It will go on decreasing, then this distance will be a, then again it will be a minus b by root 2, and along this line it will come at the distance a minus b. This distance is a minus b and this distance is a plus b. So this way your radius vector will move from 0 to pi. Then the tangent at theta equal to 0 is the perpendicular tangent which we have drawn over here. Your curve is symmetric about x-axis. Therefore, the similar curve is drawn here in the third and fourth quadrant. Now, if you look at the shape of the curve, it is like heart. So it is called as cardioid. So we call r equal to a plus b cos theta as cardioid. So this is the curve when the case is a greater than b. Now we'll see the next case when a is less than b. When a is less than b, first point symmetry will remain same, because for theta equal to minus theta, your equation of curve remains unchanged, and it is symmetric about x-axis. For theta equal to minus theta and r equal to minus r, equation of the curve changes the sign. Therefore, it is not symmetric about y-axis. Now, since we have a less than b, it will happen that somewhere for the negative value of cos theta, this a minus b into some constant will change to a minus a, and it will become 0 for the case a less than b, and hence the curve will pass through pole. So it becomes 0 somewhere between 0 to pi, and hence the curve passes through pole because of the case that a is less than b. Now we have to find the angle made by tangent at the line theta equal to 0. For that, find the value of tan phi. It is again a plus b cos theta by minus b sin theta. When we write theta equal to 0, we have phi equal to pi by 2. R is a plus b, and hence the tangent along the line theta equal to 0 is the perpendicular tangent. Now to check the values of r between the range 0 to pi, we have considered the values of theta as 0, pi by 4, pi by 2, 3 pi by 4, pi. Values are same, only the nature will change. A plus b by root 2, a minus b by root 2, and a minus b. Now since a is less than b, a minus b by root 2 will be negative. A minus b will also be negative. So this way, your curve will enter from the positive axis to the negative axis through the pole, because somewhere it becomes 0 and then it becomes negative. So this is the case for the cardioid. R equal to A plus B cos theta when A is less than B. Now we'll see how to trace this curve. See here again, along this line, the value of radius vector is A plus B. Then at pi by 4 it is A plus B by root 2. At pi by 2 it is A. At 3 pi by 4, the value is A minus B by root 2, which comes out to be negative. And then at pi, it is A minus B, which is again negative. So it enters the negative region. And hence, your radius vector will start moving from A plus B. Then it will go to this point, A plus B by root 2, then A, and then before pi by 4, somewhere it will become negative, and then at pi it will be A minus B. This side is A plus B and this side will be, sorry, this is A minus B, this distance is A minus B. See the difference over here, after passing through the pole, it is entering to the negative region and then it becomes negative A minus B. Since the curve is symmetric about x-axis, you will get the same curve in third and fourth quadrant. Your tangent at the line theta equal to 0 is the perpendicular tangent. So this is tangent to this curve. So the difference between A less than B and A greater than B is it passes through the pole and enters the negative zone, whereas the previous curve was not passing through the zone and it was having positive value over here. So this is second case for the cardioid. Again, its shape is the heart-shaped curve. Now, third case, when A and B both are same. If we put A equal to B, our curve will become R is equal to A into 1 plus cos theta. The first point is, check its symmetry. Again replace theta by minus theta. Equation remains unchanged. So it is symmetric about x-axis. It will not be symmetric about y-axis because for R by minus R, sign is changing. Then if you put theta is equal to pi, cos pi is what? Minus 1. And hence what you have? R is equal to 0. So the curve passes through 4. Now to find the angle made by the tangent at the line theta equal to 0, we have tan phi is equal to 1 plus cos theta divided by minus sin theta. Substitute theta equal to 0, you'll get tan phi equal to pi by 2 and hence it is perpendicular tangent. Now check the values of R for the various values of theta. We have chosen theta as 0, pi by 4, pi by 2, 3 pi by 4 and pi. Put theta equal to 0 because 0 is 1, 1 plus 1 2, so R is 2a. Put theta equal to pi by 4, it is 1 by root 2, so it is a plus a by root 2. Theta equal to pi by 2, cos theta will be 0, so a. And theta equal to 3 pi by 4, you'll get a minus a by root 2. And at pi, it is 0. So your curve limits between 0 to 2a. Now we'll see how to draw it. See, the radius vector will move from theta equal to 0. Along this, the value of R is 2a. Then along this line at pi by 4, the value is a plus a by root 2. Then at pi by 2, the value is a, means it is going on decreasing from 2a to a. Again it is decreasing. At 3 pi by 4, it is a minus a by root 2. And at pi, gradually it goes on decreasing and it becomes 0. So this way, your radius vector will start moving through the distance to a from theta equal to 0 and will go on reducing the distance from the pole and will touch to the pole at theta equal to 0. So this is the curve between theta equal to 0 to theta equal to pi. Again, the tangent at pole is the tangent along the line theta equal to 0 is perpendicular tangent. So this is the tangent symmetric to x-axis. So the same curve over here. So we have seen three different cases for the cardioid. One can be asked at a time. Three won't be asked together in the exam. First, when a is greater than b, all the values are greater than 0 and hence it will not pass through the pole. For a minus b, somewhere it becomes negative and it enters to the negative zone. So it passes through the pole. And for a equal to b also, it passes through the pole. So this is all about cardioid. So in the first type of polar curves, we have seen the Bernoulli-Laminsky r square is equal to a square cos 2 theta, and cardioid of three types having constants a and b with different cases a greater than b, a less than b, and a equal to b. Now we'll move to the special type of curves, that is Rhodes curve, which is nothing but polar curve itself, but it has some additional rules and fixed structure to draw. Now see, what is the standard equation of polar curve? It is either given by r equal to a sin n theta or r equal to a cos n theta, where n is integral value. Initial rules for tracing these Rhodes curves are exactly same as polar curves because it is nothing but the polar curve. For the symmetry about x-axis, you have to replace theta by minus theta. If the equation remains unchanged, then it is symmetric to x-axis. Otherwise, no. So Ra sin n theta will not be symmetric to x-axis because for theta equal to minus theta, sign is changing. Then cos n theta will be symmetric about the line theta equal to minus theta. Then replace r by minus r and theta by minus theta. Equation should remain unchanged. So if I replace theta by minus theta here and r by minus r, both the sides negative sign gets cancelled and hence it is symmetric about y-axis. So a cos n theta is symmetric about x-axis and a sin n theta is symmetric about y-axis. Now sin n theta becomes 0 for some value of theta. Cos n theta also becomes 0 for some value of theta and hence it always passes through pole. To find the tangent at pole, substitute r equal to 0 and determine the values of theta. Now, the next points are little bit different here. Your curve will lie between the radius 0 to a because the maximum value of cos n theta and sin n theta is 1. So naturally r will be a. These are the points which we have to remember now. Your curve will have n equal loops if the value of n is odd. And it will have 2n loops if n is odd. What is meant by that loop? Say, the loop will be drawn like this and this radius will be a in every case. So this curve is called as loop in case of Rhodes curves. That is, if you have r equal to a cos 3 theta, 3 is odd, so it will have 3 loops. R equal to a sin 2 theta, 2 is even, so the curve will have 4 loops. Then How to draw those loops? You have to divide each quadrant into n equal parts. For the curve r equal to a sine n theta, your first loop will be along the line pi divided by 2n. That is, if r is equal to a sine 3 theta, your first loop will be along the line pi by theta equal to pi by 6, where each quadrant will be divided into 3 equal parts. If r equal to a sine 2 theta, divide each quadrant into 2 equal parts and draw the first loop along the line pi by 4. Now for the curve r is equal to a cos n theta, your first loop will always be along the line theta equal to 0. Divide each quadrant here also into n equal parts. Now, between 0 to 2 pi, we will be drawing the loops. Again, it will depend on the nature of n, whether n is even or n is odd. If n is even, you have to draw the loops in 2 sectors consecutively without keeping any gaps between 0 to 2 pi. This is the case when n is even. But if n is odd, then if you draw the first loop along the line, say theta equal to 0, draw first loop, keep 2 sectors empty, and then draw the next loop by keeping 2 sectors between the loops vacant. This is the case when n is odd. So for the even case, consecutively we will be drawing loops, and for the odd case, we will be drawing it into alternate sectors. Now we'll see the first example, that is r is equal to a sine 2 theta. This is the Rhodes curve. It will be symmetric about y-axis because it is sine 2 theta. R replaced by minus r, theta by minus theta, equation remains unchanged, hence it is symmetric about y-axis. For value of theta equal to 0, it will be r will be 0 and hence it passes through pole. Now substitute r equal to 0. You'll get a sine 2 theta equal to 0. So for which values of theta it will be 0. 2 theta will be 0, pi, 2 pi, because sine 0, sine pi, sine 2 pi, sine n pi itself is 0. Hence the value of theta is 0, pi by 2, pi, and so on. So these are the tangents at pole. The maximum value of the curve is a. Now since n is equal to 2, you have to divide each quadrant into 2 equal parts. Your curve will have 2n loops because n is even, so it will have 4 loops. Your first loop will be along the line theta is equal to pi by 2n, that is pi by 4. Since the curve is sine, so it is pi by 2n. So what are the points? It is symmetric about y-axis, passes through the pole. Then most importantly, what you have to remember, divide each quadrant into 2 equal parts. The curve will have 4 loops and the first loop will be along the line theta is equal to pi by 4. Now we'll see how to draw this curve. First thing, this is your x-axis, y-axis. Then we have divided each quadrant into 2 equal parts. After dividing each quadrant into 2 equal parts, you have to draw the first loop along the line theta is equal to pi by 4. This circle is of radius what? A. So the first loop will be drawn along the line theta is equal to pi by 4. Since it is even, you have to draw consecutively loops into the sector. So this will be your next loop. then the loop, third loop, and this will be your fourth loop. So most importantly, what we have done, first thing, divided each quadrant into two equal parts, drawn the circle of radius A, and then the first loop is drawn along the line theta equal to pi by 4. Since n is even, so we are drawing continuously the loops between the region 0 to 2 pi. So this is the curve r is equal to a sine 2 theta. Since each loop of the curve looks like petals of the rose, so we call it as rose curve. Now we'll see the next one. R equal to a cos 3 theta. Replace theta by minus theta. Equation remains unchanged, so it is symmetric about x-axis. R by minus r, theta by minus theta, equation changes sign, so it is not symmetric about y-axis. For theta equal to pi by 6, r will be 0, hence the curve passes through pole. Put r equal to 0 to find the tangent at pole. A cos 3 theta is equal to 0. That is cos pi by 2, cos 3 pi by 2, cos 5 pi by 2, all these values are 0, means 3 theta is pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, 5 pi by 2, and so on. Hence, theta is pi by 6, pi by 2, 5 pi by 6. The maximum value of the curve is r equal to a. Since n is 3, divide each quadrant into 3 equal parts. N is odd, so the curve will have n number of loops, that is 3 equal loops. Since the curve is cos, so the first loop must be drawn along the line theta equal to 0. So these all are the conditions. Now we'll see how to draw that curve. X-axis, y-axis, each quadrant is divided into 3 equal parts. This is 0, pi by 6, pi by 3, pi by 2. Now your first loop, draw the circle of radius A. The first loop is along the line theta equal to 0. We have drawn this first loop. Since n is odd, keep 2 consecutive sectors empty. We have kept these 2 sectors empty. Then we have drawn the next loop. Again keep 2 sectors empty. So we have here third loop, and here again these sectors are empty. So this is the curve r equal to a cos 3 theta having 3 loops. Since the cos, therefore the first loop is along the line theta equal to 0. So we have seen both the cases when n is even, when n is odd, for the sine as well as for cos. Now we'll see the next curve. R equal to a sine 4 theta. Now here the curve is sine curve, but n is what? Even. Since it is a sine theta, r by minus r, theta by minus theta remains unchanged. So the curve is symmetric about y-axis. For theta equal to 0, it is 0. For theta equal to pi by 4, it will be sine pi, hence it is 0. Hence your curve passes through the pole. Now to get tangent at pole, put r equal to 0. That is a sine 4 theta is 0. Hence the values of theta are 0, pi by 4, pi by 2, 3, pi by 4, and so on, which are the tangents at pole. The maximum value of the curve will be a. N is 4. So divide each quadrant into 4 equal parts. 4 is even. N is even. So the curve will have 2n loops, that is 8 equal loops. Your first loop should be drawn along the line theta is equal to pi by 2n, that is pi by 8. First loop will be along the line theta is equal to pi by 8. Now we'll see how to draw it. See here, x-axis, Y-axis, each quadrant is divided into 4 equal parts, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Pi by 8, pi by 4, 3 pi by 8 and pi by 2. So after dividing each quadrant into 4 equal parts, we will draw our first loop, which is along the line theta is equal to pi by 8. Along the line theta is equal to pi by 8, the first loop is drawn. Now since n is even, we don't have to keep any sector empty. So we have to draw the next loop. This is your second loop, and this way go on drawing the loops in all the sectors, and this way your curve will have these 4 and these 4, that is total 8 loops will be there to this curve r equal to a sine 4 theta. The most important thing which you have to remember for the rose curves is for sine and cos, both cases divide each quadrant into n equal parts. For both the cases, if n is odd, n loops. If n is even, 2n loops. But draw the first loop along the line theta equal to 0 for cos, and draw the first loop along the line theta equal to pi by 2n for sine. So this is the difference over there. And the thing that is, if n is even, keep alternate sectors empty. And if n is odd, draw the loops consecutively. So these 4 points will give you clear idea that how to draw the Rhodes curve. Now the next is next type which is remaining now is the parametric curves from the curve tracing that we'll see in the next session. So I hope today's session was easily understandable to you. You practice this around say 3 plus 1, 4 and these 3 problems which will give you clear idea about the polar curves.